Welcome back to the third installment of the Red Stuff South Albany edition. We've been following the Sermon on the Mount where Jesus makes this statement, "You've heard it said." Now in this installment, he makes the statement, "You've heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth." Now it was a command given in the Old Testament. You find it in Exodus and Leviticus and even Deuteronomy. And it was given as a rule for the judges of the day. They were to inflict an eye for an eye punishment, a tooth for a tooth, and burning for burning. It was just. And so that's the rule that they were given. And Jesus found no fault with the law itself. So what's he getting at? What's the main point here? Were we supposed to get our butts kicked every day at school? Is that it? That doesn't seem very fun. It's got to be a mistake. So stop the tape. You have lots to discuss. We'll see you in a few minutes. Mitch, what was that all about?
He was mad because I dominated him at table tennis.
But he beat the crap out of you. Why didn't you fight back?
Well, Jesus said to turn the other cheek, so that's what I was doing.
But you turned your cheek and everything else, and you stepped getting a beating. Do you think that's what Jesus meant by that teaching?
I don't know. It would have been nice not to get my butt kicked, though.
You're right. And that's our point. This teaching seems so odd to us. How do we interpret that in today's life? Now, instead of confining, back in the Jewish day when it was the judges and the rule of the judges, instead of confining that rule to the judges alone, they took it as a personal reference for their day-to-day conduct. And so they took it upon themselves to where they could inflict their own kind of justice, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, burning for burning. And so they used it as a tool for revenge, and that was Jesus' point. The rule was not intended for that. It was intended for the judges to inflict justice. So what he was getting at was their heart. Their heart was wanting to seek revenge, and so they twisted the rules in order for them to get their way in that regard. And Jesus was saying, that is not what I want you to do. We are not to seek our own revenge. We are not to seek our own justice. So what does it mean for us? Is that we idly stand by and like Mitch, get our butts kicked? That wasn't the point at all. He didn't say we couldn't defend ourselves. He didn't say that we couldn't, as a father, stand up and defend our children against those who want to hurt them, or to stand up and defend ourselves against those who want to hurt us. But what he did say is that our hearts were not to defend in a point of seeking revenge, but to have a heart of forgiveness, and says, leave the revenge to me. In fact, in Romans chapter 12, verse 19, he says this, "Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Stop the tape. Finish your discussion. Have a great day.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Oh, let's start again. All right. How come I'm so lame-ola? All right. Here we go. Take 663. The judges of the day. They were to take an eye for an eye. They were to take a tooth for a tooth, to inflict burning for burning. As a judicial rule, it was not unjust. Jesus finds no fault with the law as applied to judges. That's it. Jacob's dead. We're killing him.
Gone.
All right.
Been eliminated.